How is it going then, guys? Hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to another episode of the Analyst Hour. Today we have our second part of the three-part series for a Twitch subscriber, Greenhorn, who is wanting to improve at his FIFA 18 game. If you are interested in trying to improve at your FIFA 18, then head over onto my Twitch, links in the description where you can find out more details on the coaching/analysing service that I do offer you. Now, Greenhorn, you did enjoy the previous video, so it's benefited you so far. So obviously we just want to go and take a look in a bit more detail at some other points now. A lot of the previous video was spoken about basically using second man press, manual defending, trying to manually press as well, and just generally keeping hold of the ball better and defending a little bit better. So one of the things obviously that you've asked me to focus on in this video is more the attacking play more than anything, just so you can kind of get a breakdown of what we need to do attackingly. Now I just want to go ahead and point this out straight away, obviously, because regardless of attacking and whatnot, we always need to be looking at mistakes. It's usually how we start the videos, to be honest with you. And the first mistake actually comes from me. Obviously you play the pass in the middle, it comes from Malcolm. I think it's not Malcolm, it comes from Griezmann, sorry. Let me just have a quick look, bear with me, sorry, I literally just completely forgot who played that pass. Let's have a quick look. Comes back into Ronaldo, fast forward it a little bit. Is it Malcolm or Griezmann? No, it's Malcolm, isn't it? Yeah, Malcolm, okay. So what happens here is essentially, in the previous video I spoke about aggressive defending, where basically what happens is you step up and then you realise, okay, I've stepped up and the runner's going this way. What you kind of need to do from the start is basically, if I just take this back ever so slightly, bear with me, if we just take this back, let's slow it down to where we make the mistake, it's literally there. What you do is actually very, very smart. Most players with Bale here would probably go into Cristiano Ronaldo, but what you've done is something that I like on FIFA 18, especially when you play a 4-1-2-1-2. You played the pass in with Griezmann, the ball's gone into Bale. Most players would tend to go to Ronaldo. When you go into Ronaldo, what that does is it actually limits your options, because then really you can only run with Ronaldo or you can lay it off back to Bale. What you've done is you pass it back to Bale, who's gone, right, I want to play it back to Griezmann, then I'm going to play it to Ronaldo. It's something that I really, really like, because what you're doing is 1, 2, then you're playing the pass. What you're doing is you're using your two strikers in a triangle. So what you're doing is you're saying, right, I want to lay this back off to you, then I want to play that pass. Essentially, it's a triangle. Looks a bit like a pizza or maybe something else if you're a little bit rude. But yeah, that's what you're doing. What I do obviously is I try and step up, because I'm predicting you to actually play the pass into Ronaldo. And obviously you don't do that, which actually kind of shoots me in the foot. So if I play this very slowly, you can kind of see that's what I was kind of predicting. So when you do that and you actually play the ball backwards with Bale and you play it back into Malcolm, now Ferdinand is out of position. Ferdinand is now chasing the game, essentially. He's chasing the opportunity that is about to arise. So I'm going crap. I need to get back into this situation in that position and cover the ball. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to hold R2 plus L2, because obviously the L2 then makes me jockey as well, so I make myself bigger. So then if you are going to play the pass with Malcolm, Ferdinand's stance is actually a lot bigger to hopefully try and block the ball. Obviously we don't block the ball does come through into CR7. I think realistically what's happened here is it's so early on in the game, you really didn't expect the chance to maybe arise, which is why you've kind of bottled it, to be honest. What I'd probably say in this situation is you've took that touch there. Maybe you could potentially try a ball roll upwards, and the way you do the ball rolled upwards is just with the right stick, RS, right stick, and just basically hold it upwards for about a second, and that'll do one ball roll or half a second. I think the only issue is if you do that, if you do that, is Ferdinand may come in and step in. So what probably is the most easy option, which may give you a chance of scoring, I think it's a 50-50, is going to be an R1 and a low driven. R1, low driven, so you tap circle twice, and that does the finesse, and I'll try and get it on his right foot. I think what you have done is just powered it with his left foot, and it's not going to go in really, so a bit unfortunate, but a big chance early on. You could have took that and been 1-0 up. We will take a look, obviously, as we said, mainly about attacking. So I'm not going to go over too much defensively about your players. However, that there is kind of what I like, to be honest. That you've kind of took into account what I was already saying on stream. This sort of defending here, you're basically just covering the passing lanes. You're covering the passing lanes. Then you're just jockeying, getting into his face, but not being too aggressive. I like it. And again, same again. Moving across, jockeying. It's good. I like it. Let's have a see what we do for attacking though. I think this game I dominate a bit more. This is the third game. I'll do the second game as the last kind of analysing sort of thing. Okay, so although that didn't work, I know that you wanted to basically know what's going on in my head and what am I trying to do. When the ball gets played into Neymar here, obviously I'm assessing my options. My team has changed a little bit from this. I've got Mahrez at the back stick. I'm not too comfortable with Mahrez, trying to win a header here. So I'm not really looking for the cross, if I'm honest with you. What I'm looking for is basically just to find someone, kind of in this area where, I might be able to play it into Batshuayi, who could then do a driven across there, or, he could run into the box or something. So what I'm doing is I'm holding at this particular time. I'm going to be holding a bit of L1, and what that does is close dribbling. Close dribble, yeah? And that's what I'm doing in these particular cases. So you can just kind of see that I'm just trying to keep you in. I'm trying to bait you in. Is there a pass on? Is there a pass on? Not really. I've beaten the defender. The only issue then is if I would have carried on running upwards, I would have managed to get a low driven across. What I'm really looking for more than anything, if I'm honest with you, is going to be to find a little space into this gap. And then I'm going to try a low driven R1 plus X pass. And I'm going to try and look for any of these men here. That's what I'm looking for most cases. When I'm around this sort of area, I'm trying to get into the little box and I'm trying to play a driven across goal. That's usually what I look for. Obviously, in that case, didn't work out, but is what it is. Right, so just going to point this out here. You pick the ball up with Felipe Luis, and I'm going to say what you've tried to do, again, game mechanics sometimes doesn't always go your way. I think you've tried to switch this to your right back here. I think that's what you've tried to do. Just with the way, the options you've got on, that is one of the better options. I don't know why he's took it on his right foot. He probably should be taking it on his left foot. However, the easiest pass, obviously, is just to pass it in with an X pass directly into your centre-back who can play it across there. It's a more safer option. Ronaldo's not going to intercept it. Neither's Neymar. You don't need to worry about them. So next time, obviously, just bear in mind if you are going to switch the ball, sometimes the game does try and pick out the best pass for you, and it's picked out this Parejo is the best pass, which obviously it's not because it's marked by Mahrez. So just always think, basically, if the game screws me over, have I got an easier option? Try and think about what the game may do for you. Obviously, we win the ball back with Mahrez. I snatch at the chance, to be honest. Hit the post, but that could be 1-1 there. So yeah, just bear that in mind. Basically, just try and think if the game screws me over, where's it going? So make sure the pass you're playing really is the best possible one you can. So just looking at defensive duties now on my end, you can kind of see I'm just jockeying, covering the passing lanes here, trying to cover it. Basically, as soon as I realise you take this step back here with Bale, what you've then done is you've gone, I'm not taking that pass, I'm not taking that pass. So I basically know I can attack Bale. These aren't a threat, these runs aren't a threat. Your only options really you've got on is this pass in the middle here, that one, or the pass to the right back, which again aren't a threat. I'm not worried about them. So now that these are out of the game because you're facing this way, I basically know in my mind, right, change to Ramos or change to Petit and attack Bale. Get in Bale's face. Either one of them, literally just get in his face and win the ball back. We do that, you cut in, you haven't got anyone to pass to, so you lose the ball. It's just, cheap way to lose the ball again. So it's only something little, but obviously as you've asked me to kind of focus on attacking a little bit more in this video. When the ball gets played into Ronaldo here, I think most players would expect this through ball to come through here. I don't think it's a bad through ball. I think it could work. However, I'm just seeing that you've got Ramos. I think that's Paulinho. I can't remember who it is. I can't remember the team, to be honest, from the last video we did. And I don't really fancy my chances too much on this particular case. Reason being is because, right, let's just say if I do play this through ball, Neymar's going to pick it up anywhere around here. Ramos is going to meet him about here. He's going to be in his face. I've then got to try and beat him. Let's say if I do beat Ramos and I get into this area here, it's only Mahrez again at the back stick. Batshuayi is going to start making his run, but again, it's not something that I'm feeling too confident with. Ronaldo, obviously, yeah, he'll be around here, but I just don't feel like my chances at this particular moment are really something I want to take. So I'd rather just hold the ball. So that's what I do. I just do a little drag back. I'm holding L1 to do some close dribbling, and then I just recycle the play essentially and bring it back to Batshuayi. it's something that I like doing because I just don't want to give the ball away cheaply. And we get a goal from it, to be honest. I mean, we'll go back. You know, you can just see again, I'm holding it, waiting out my chances, do a little ball roll. People actually don't realise sometimes little ball rolls, if you add them into your game, again, very simple to do. Anyone can do them. Like, it's really not that hard. This little ball roll basically just makes you go, oh, you've changed player. I've done a ball roll and then gone back up in that direction. Now you look at that. You've literally, that defensive duties then. I've managed to move up another like 3 yards. Basically, he's out the game. He's obviously marking a man. He's marking a man. So now you've got 2 defenders trying to cover this pass. What obviously you want to try and do is bring that player over to cover it, but he's not going to make it. It's too late. You know, you haven't seen this coming essentially. So we play an R1 X pass into Mahrez. What you do with Alves is you actually try and step up to intercept the pass. I spoke about it previous video, so I'm not going to go about it too much, but all you need to do in this case is L2 jockey, L2 R2, and just cover this particular area here, because basically Mahrez has got a 4-star skill moves and 5-star weak foot. So one thing you've obviously got to be very careful of is I can go this way, or I can go this way. I can go either way I please. But what you do is you attack the ball, you're out of position, I do a little heel to heel and just slot it home. But that basically here, going back to this point for you, just so you kind of understand it, all I'm doing is going, I don't fancy my chances for the Neymar on a run. I don't really see my options on. Let's just hold the ball a bit more, wait for my options to kind of, let me get the Walker involved, let me get the Carlos involved, let me get some more men up the pitch and try and outnumber you. I just hold on to it, little ball roll. Okay, I like the look of that pass. He's up against one man. If I beat that one man, I like the chances of Mahrez v Dani Alves. If I can beat that, he's not going to get there. This Ramos down here, he is not going to get there and cover this pass. So if I can beat this one man with a skill move, with a ball roll, with a heel to heel, with a roulette, whatever, I know that I've got a shot at goal here. And, we do that. Something very simple, again, same as previous video. Kickoff, you can't be giving the ball away like this. So obviously the one thing that I like to pride myself in is I do try and high press as much as I possibly can. So now as soon as I kind of click on, right, Batshuayi, essentially what he's doing, or what I'm aiming to do, as always, is I want to cover this pass, so I want to arch my run like that. Because what that does is it blocks off this pass, and then it puts pressure on this ball holder. So you now know this Griezmann pass is no longer on. Let's just see if I do make the run like that. Yeah, clear. Sort of. So basically, that pass is a little bit risky. You don't fancy it because Batshuayi could easily nick it. So you play it back to Varane. Literally, as soon as I feel like that Batshuayi has done his job, I have switched to Ronaldo. I now know, in most players' thought process, what they want to do is they want to either... Can I have my epic pen, please? Right. I know now you've got the ball here. Apologies for that. You either want to pass it to Ramos, Paulinho, or the right back. Your choice. I think most players would probably try and go into the middle, because what most players on an average level, what they want to do is they want to go forward. They don't care about going backwards. Backwards to them, no, that's negative. That's not going to get me a goal. So you go, right, I want to go forward. Let's score. Unfortunately, when you're up against a good player, you can't do that. So what you need to be doing here is going, right, look at who I've changed to. If I'm still with Batshuayi here, that pass is a tick. You can do it. As soon as I change to Ronaldo, that pass is risky. You need to think about it. Can I do it? Does Ronaldo have the pace to cover that gap? In most cases, he probably would. So you play that pass, but I've covered it. Win the ball back. You know what I mean? That's straight from kickoff. You can't be doing that. It's good defending, you win the ball back. But you can't be giving the ball away that cheaply, man. It's another cheat one. I think you know it. I don't need to go over this too much, but I just make sure I point them out so you can realise how many mistakes you make. Giving the ball away here is just bonkers, to be honest. There's absolutely no reason to do it. This is a no-go. This is a no-go. This is a no-go. That is a tick. You can play that pass if you want, sort of, because then you can play it back. However, I'd just say here, come down, just switch it. You can use an R1X if you want. R1NX, sorry, it's pretty bad. One thing that I like to do is an L1 and a square. That basically does a lofted lob. So like, you know, they kind of go like that motion. It really goes really high in the air. So basically none of these midfielders can intercept it. However, if you want to keep the pace going, you can do an R1 and square. And what that does is it kind of does like a driven lob. So it's a lot more lower to the ground. But, you know, you can only do that when you haven't got any like players in the vicinity, which in this case you haven't. You know, these guys probably aren't going to get an interception if you try that pass. But you don't choose to do that. You try and pass it in the middle, which just gives the ball away cheaply again. Just want to point out as well here, we're 22 minutes into the game and I have 100% pass accuracy and you have 85. Obviously, just you know, I'll say you need to be aiming for 92%. Just take a look at that as an example. 22 minutes in and to have not failed a pass, you know, that's what you want to be aiming for basically, but not 100%, but you want to be aiming for a very high percentage. 85 isn't good enough. Okay, so I just want to show you the example of kind of like the high press, which, you know, you want to implement into your game anyway, because in this half, like say if you're in my shoes here, where you are, a high press is acceptable, it's allowed. So basically, I give the ball away here, you do some good defending, aggressive defending, you know, you get the ball back. Really, I'm going to slow this down now, right? You're going to play the pass into Parejo, I think it is, here. Yeah? Let's look at how quick I read that. This isn't to blow my own trumpet, this is to make you realise like how much quicker you've got to read the game, or at least attempt to read the game, and that way you hold on to the ball more. So you pick up the ball with Varane, you pass it into there, look at that switch, look who I've just switched to, right? I know Neymar's done his job. Basically what Neymar has done for me is he's gone forward, he's pressured the ball holder. If he wins the ball back and I've switched, great, it'll just automatically switch me back to him. Obviously he doesn't, as you can see, it goes through him effectively. And then it comes into Parejo. I've already switched to this Vieira. I know Petit is going to cover this Griezmann. Petit's role at the minute, he's playing in a defensive role. He's going to be covering, he's on cut passing lanes as well. That's one of his player instructions, sorry. So he's going to be covering this sort of pass. So what I want to do with Vieira is I want to go and cover this pass. This is your next logical pass. You don't really have many other options on. Like, without being rude, when someone's not an exceptional player, they go for the man which they think is free. But because you haven't read the game in the way that obviously, you know, I'm reading it, this man isn't free in my eyes. This man's marked. I'm covering that ground. So look, Vieira just charges at that pass. You take a touch. You tried to play a through ball. I've won the ball back. We'll go back and watch it again just so you can really appreciate like how much quicker you need to try and read the game. Apologies, I don't know why it does this. There we are. So right, let's really just slow this down. You're about to win the ball back now, yeah? See when I switch. Now, like you haven't even played the pass with Varane, and I've switched, and I want to go and cover that next pass. Apologies for the screen. It's this video player I use, but it's covered it anyway, effectively. So yeah, just bear that in mind. Basically, you know, you've got to be trying to, again, looking at the opponent's cursor to see where they're planning on, what they're planning on doing. Just want to point this out here for you again, because you know you said about attacking. We put the ball up in the middle with Neymar, and basically what I'm just planning on doing here is driving forwards. I don't really like any of my options that are on. I don't feel like this pass is on. That pass, possibly, you know, I could play maybe a wide pass, a triangle pass, or just into his feet. The back try pass isn't on. He'd cover that ground and put too much pressure on. So all I want to do really is just assess my options, just hold the ball. So I'll just come down, relax. I'm happy to play it into Walker and recycle it. I want to go and run down the line. Again, you know what I said about with trying to get the driven pass across. That's what I'm looking for, but it's good defending and, you know, you intercept that. Just another little one for you. Again, it's just Ronaldo, just a stupid decision here. You take a touch and you try and play a pass, which when they take a touch and they're on the turn, the pass is always... So a lot of people moan about this sort of stuff, saying, oh, well, he's not made that pass, blah, blah, blah. It's not a... on like logistics and that, this pass doesn't work. Imagine trying to do it in real life. You've just picked up the ball, you're facing like, you know, the other way, like effectively you picked up the ball and you're facing this way. You know, trying to basically like turn and then play a pass up here just isn't going to work. So obviously we give the ball away cheaply. Just again, it's just a little point, you know, just to make you aware. So just to point this out again, I know I did this in the first video, but you know, this just needs to improve. 92%, I say about 92%, I'm bob on. And obviously you can see here I'm holding the ball a lot better and you're struggling. If you don't have the ball, the chances of you scoring obviously is very low unless they're scoring own goal. It depends on your play style, man. I mean, I like to try and say aim for 60% possession to people, but not everyone wants to hold the ball. Some people do want to play counter. Obviously, I know you said in the DMs that, you know, you played a bit differently because of that, which I completely understand. Sometimes when you come on stream, it's difficult, you know, to try and play your normal way. You know, you try and up your game, which is the way you think that's a better thing. But yeah, just bear it in mind, you know, just try and hold the ball a little bit more, I'd say. So just another one for you. We put the ball up here with Neymar into Ronaldo. Basically, I have absolutely nothing on in this particular case. You know, there's just no passes on other than going back to Neymar, really. So what I want to do is I either want to hold L2 to shield this man, or I'm going to do L1 for the close dribbling, and because, you know, it's something that I like and I think I'm okay at, I basically just try and beat you with it, which works out for us. You know, we're just holding L1, shielding the ball, basically just waiting for these. What I'm doing is I'm waiting for Mahrez, Batshuayi, Neymar to get past where I was to break that line. If I go back and just show you it again, just so you know, you can clearly see it. So as soon as I pick the ball up now, what I want is I want this man, this man, this man, all to get past me. Once they get past me, I can then try and break your back line with a passing behind, or by just giving the ball into them and recycling the play. You know, basically what I want to be doing here is working my way up. You want to see the football pitch basically as a load of lines. All right. It's a load of lines. So at this particular moment, I have, when you are in this line here, I have the opportunity to break in behind. Yeah. Even if you're in this line, like this is where your defensive line is, I have the opportunity to break in behind. As soon as we kind of get in and around this area, that's where basically I'm going to be looking for that killer pass to turn and shoot, that cross, something like that. But at this moment, I want these three players to get past this particular line. As soon as they do that, I can then try and break the line, and your defense is running backwards. Obviously, the way just the world works, a player that's running that way and a player that's trying to jockey back that way, so you know they've got their back to it, it's a lot harder for them to run. You know, the guy that's running that way is going to be quicker than a guy that's L2 jockeying back that way. So that's what I'm looking for here. I'm waiting. Right, now you've gone past me. Now there's three players past me. I now know I've got a bit more options on. My main option on obviously is Neymar. Let me play the pass into Neymar. Then I'm just happy to carry on controlling the play, looking to get more players involved, good closing down from you. But again, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get more players involved, break the back line, or look for that killer pass or that killer cross. Just here, what I want to, I don't really know what you're doing on your corners. I don't know what your tactics are. I'm going to assume what you're doing is, you know, the little cursor thing you've got. What I'd say, obviously ideally, is you want Ronaldo at the near post. I know you don't get to control that, but the best corner technique, if you are going to whip it in, is get the little circle thing here, drag it down the box, and basically just go like full power on that. When you do that, then you can just click circle, shoot, whatever, and you know, hopefully that'll go into the near post. But yeah, just basically get the circle here, then start booting the power bar up, and as you're doing that, pull the analog stick down in line with the 6-yard box. And usually, you know how Gorilla does it, that's basically what he uses, that's how he does it. But yeah, just thought I'd let you know that that's a very strong method on scoring corners. I don't know if that's something that you obviously you know about. So we break away from this corner, and again, it's just a similar sort of thing, mate. It's just basically waiting for players to catch up with me and seeing what I can utilise. Here, I personally don't like the option I take. You know, even the best of players make mistakes at times. I'm going for this corner with a low driven. Honestly, what I'd say is the better option here is to do a fake shot. Around this sort of mark, do a fake shot, because you know you're going to think that I'm going to shoot. Ramos may even actually slide tackle in, so that would take him out of the game. If Ramos does slide tackle in, let's say, once I do the fake shot here, or even here, wherever I do the fake shot now, let's say if Ramos does slide tackle in, that gives me the option to, you know, move down into this angle and then, you know, get a shot off there. But what I think would be the better option here is to fake shot. These defenders obviously would carry on running, you know, just how human nature goes. They're not going to predict the fake shot, so they're going to be around here. At that point, these two players are going to be more accessible with a pass into around here. Ronaldo could even be available. I feel like that's a better option, because in that way I can either pick out Ronaldo with an R1 and an X pass into him, because they're really, really strong, or just get these two players involved, or even try and beat you with Batshuayi. I feel like taking the shot on here is just very, very stupid. I just give it, you know, I give the ball away cheaply, and I don't really create a high chance out of it. So we pick up a goal here. Essentially, I give the ball away quite cheaply, to be honest. I don't think that pass on was there, but basically we just high press you again, do a couple skill moves, which kind of takes him out of the game. We play the ball back, another skill move. I think in that particular instance, I think it like that there was a bit risky, to be honest, just because of how close Ronaldo is anyway. I think here you have to play the ball down into that. Again, just take a look at the angles. You know, Ramos isn't facing him. It's a risky pass with how close he is. You can't play any of these passes either. All of them are off, basically. This is your right one. Just decision making, bear that in mind. Obviously, we do win the ball back. I'm going to wait for this to fix, bear with. I'll just take it back as it's sitting, as it didn't want to fix itself. But we do win the ball back, and I think like that defending there, I did the roulette and that just stunned you, man. You didn't know what to expect there. And then we play the pass in, we play the pass back again. You make the tackle, which takes Felipe Luis out of the game. You needed to have switched way earlier. As soon as basically Ronaldo, I'll pass the ball back to Ronaldo, you need to switch to the closest man. If you switch to the closest man and then go at me, you have a more chance of winning this ball by closing down the angle. But because of how long the switch took, and again, just a bad defending, you know, you conceded from it. So just go back, just so you know, you probably know exactly what I mean by this. It's just, that was too long of changing, basically. Once you committed here, you need to change now, change now, change now, change now, change now, change now. I mean, you just took so long to change that by that point I'd already beaten you and put it in the back of the net. Again, I just want to point this out for you. Just be more mindful on kickoff, man. You give the ball away again really cheaply there. What I'd say to you on kickoff is what I find works for me and is effective, especially when you're in a two-striker formation, which, you know, you are running. You're running the 4-1-2-1-2. Get your wing back involved. Use your left CM basically, and try and play a couple 1-2s. And what you want to look for, you see how Ronaldo's making this running behind, yeah? What you're looking for is to get the ball about here and then play that threaded through ball in behind, whether it's down the line completely or actually in on goal. Either way, you want to try and break the back line and get in behind on kickoff, which I think is what you tried to do here, but obviously it's just a risky pass. So I just find basically use the wing backs, come out wide, get into this sort of vicinity. If you're down here, this sort of vicinity, and then look to break the back line, which will be about here with that threaded through pass. Just a note for future. But again, yeah, don't give the ball away. So we pick up the ball in the 70th minute here, and this is all going to develop into a goal. I'm just going to pull that back because of the screen changing. But yeah, we pick the ball up here basically, and it's developed into the goal, as I said. just basically look how many men I get involved. And what I'm trying to do here is I'm waiting just for those killer passes, the option to break your line. Basically, I'm not rushing it. I'm just chilling, basically. Look, that Mahrez pass I didn't like. What do? I go back, I recycle, I get more players involved, I switch it out wide. I might go back into the middle now. I might use again that right hand side. What do I need to do basically? I do a couple fake shots, drag backs just to confuse the opponent. Again, I still don't like my options. Drag back again, and then boom, I like it. Let's go for it. As soon as I see that option, I don't hesitate. I go straight for it and just go for it. We'll go back. I'll just show you it in a bit quicker speed. But 70th minute here, we pick the ball up. Let's play it at 150. And it's basically just about, this will take time for you to get used to, just slow the game down and basically just go, do I like that pass? Yes, no. And you've got to be a quick second decision. I mean, you can see I'm not even fully concentrating. I'm reading the chat and I'm talking as well, but yet it's still there. It's like second nature. Now I like it. Let's go. Boom. 74th. We held the ball there for 4 minutes and 40 seconds. And we get a goal from it. All from just you didn't even touch the ball. You didn't even get close. Do you know what I mean? It's just about basically waiting until you like your options. Okay, I play the pass into Ronaldo. A lot of players here might try a fake shot or something like that to kind of get the shot off. I don't like it. Recycle, go back out. Trying to confuse you with a drag back. Alright, there's a pass there to Mahrez. Is there any passes on? Possibly into Neymar. However, he's got a 5-star weak foot. Let's use it. Bang. 3-0. So we're trying to show this here. We pick the ball up in the middle of Vieira. We'll go again, shall we? We pick the ball up in the middle with Vieira. And again, it's just about making sure I'm happy with my options. Just playing the little 1-2s, looking for the through ball, trying to get that lofted cross at the back stick, but Stegen comes and claims it. Again, it's just about finding those passes, finding those options that I like. I didn't rush anything. I just kept it calm, played a bit of quick counter-attacking football, broke the back line. Can we get across? No. But, we still kind of developed an opportunity there. You've just done what I've done very, very well. Literally, this is a repeat of what I just did. Look at it. It's the exact same. However, the difference is you shoot here on a very difficult angle. If you look back at this, right? If you take the fake shot now, yeah? Ramos in most cases will commit. Play this pass into Vardy. You've got a sweat on, man. Assess your options a bit better. It's quite hard at a quick pace, but yeah. Something you do need to try and see there. You need to see that pass basically. And obviously you get a bit of a lucky goal from the corner, but it is what it is. So you know what I said about kickoffs? This is basically what I do here. I go on a bit of a skill run, to be honest, but look, if I was playing, let's say in Foot Champs or a competitive game here, I'd be looking for this pass. That pass was on, I should have played it. But I'm just going on a mad skill run because, it's just something that I do occasionally. But that's what you're looking for, basically, just for an example. I'll show you it again, just so you have something to relate to. You're basically looking, if you want to get the left back involved here, that's fine, but you're looking for this running behind. See it? Play that. So the game has finished now. We do pick up the 3-1 win. Obviously, you asked me to focus more on the attacking play on my end this game, just so you've kind of got it as a reference. I mean, you can see here, I'm a bit more clinical than you. You've had 11 shots, which is 2 more than me. We've had the same on target, however, but overall, obviously, I was in more control in that game. One of the things that I kind of want you to just take away from this is what I say to a lot of people is go backwards more than you go forwards in FIFA. If you can frustrate the opponent, you are going to win more games because people will get annoyed. They will start diving in and they will leave gaps. As soon as you break the gap between the midfield and the defence, so the gap in between the midfield and the defence, I'll just show you, for example. Bear with me. Let's try and get a good setup. Bear with me. Right, so this is an example for you. Obviously here you've got midfield. That's the defence. Basically, as soon as you get in here, that's your opportunity to go forward, yeah? That's when, as soon as you get through that, then you want to be looking for the killer runs behind the back line, killer passes, R1Xs, whatever. But if you're not happy with the options, go back, recycle. Basically, just go back more than you go forwards. Because as soon as people start doing that, they will start dragging midfielders out of position. Keep an eye when people take people out of position. If you watch, obviously, the streams on a regular basis, you will hear me say, that CDM's basically now playing strike. That CDM's just been dragged out of position. Salah is now defending. Let's try and exploit that. Keep an eye on that sort of stuff. Don't give the ball away on kickoff. You can't do that as much, man. You need to hold it better. And just, try and use kickoff to the best of your advantage. But go backwards more than you go forwards. Slow it down a little bit. Realise that you're in control. The game's in your hands, basically. And I think just start adding that into your game, man. That will come with time, though. You're not going to just turn into, a great attacker overnight. It's hard trying to develop a waiting for the right pass play style instead of just waiting for the pass that you think is on. Most of the times the pass that you think is on, I know you want to play that. A good player will go, an average player is going to play this pass, so I've read it. That's one of the reasons obviously why gold players will struggle to attack against Elite 1 players, because they just stick to, this is the easy pass, let me play it. You can't do that. You've got to add more stuff in, whether it's like a fake shot there, right? You did a little bit more, great. Confuse the opponent. Basically, try and think into their head of what would an average player do here, and don't do it. Do a skill move, do a drag back, do a fake shot, play the different pass, play the pass that no player would think is on. Anything basically to confuse the opponent. The more things you can do to confuse them, if you go through the middle on a regular basis, on the next attack, go down the wings. On the next attack, slow it down massively. On the next attack, let's go quick this time. Try and confuse them. Try and use different patterns. One attack, go really quick, use a few triangles. On the next attack, you're going to slow it down and keep it outside their 18-yard backs, and you're going to wait for a pass to then take the shot. Okay, next time, let's go down the wing and let's try and get a crossing. Okay, that didn't work. Now let's just basically go through the middle. Go directly through the middle. Can we break the defence? Do different things. Implement different things. That way you will confuse the opponent. It makes it hard for the opponent to know what you are going to do, and you will just create more chances from it, and then you've got to take those chances, which is a completely different ball game. But mixing it up in your attack, but make sure you're holding the ball and keeping the ball as best as you can at the same time for doing it. You don't just want to go forward as quickly as you can but lose the ball every time you do it. You've got to be efficient when you're going forward. So just bear that in mind, basically. But that's the main takeaways, what I've just said there. I think if you can implement that greenhorn, that will help you as well. The defence, obviously, from what you've been saying in the DMs, seem to be helping massively, so keep that up. That's good work, my man. And I hope this attacking kind of play, does help you out. If you've got anything you want specifically to focus on the third video, let me know, because you've still got that video to have done as well. What I want you to do as well, mate, is send me over your custom tactics and your player instructions on what you use, just so I can make sure that they're, kind of what you should be running, to be honest with you. But everyone else, obviously, you've been watching this video, I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, then let me know by leaving a like and drop your comments down below. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe. It does help me out massively. And check out the social links in the description below. I will catch you all in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.